Yes. Sorry, we're late.
So Bolly was just playing Football Manager in real life.
Yeah. If anybody fancies coming to Reading for an 11-a-side game tomorrow, I know a team that has your name, your name on it. Yeah, basically, I just recently joined a team, and it turns out they've got like no fucking players, which is not ideal. So I'm like, trying to scrape a team together. But yeah,
Been a big week for you, the passing the driving test as well. Congratulations.
Thank you, mate.
I
Yeah,
guess only fair that we let our viewers know to stay clear of the roads. Now you're legally licensed to drive on them.
yeah. Insurance premiums in Reading about to go up. These two guys I messaged about the game. They're like, "Oh, we play, but like I can't drive. Like, can I get a lift?" And I'm like, "I can give you a lift, maybe
Drive your car.
maybe in a couple of weeks." Okay, sorry. Last message. How's it going anyway, Davis? You all right?
Yeah, all good. I had the day off today, so went and played a bit of golf. And then I've just been screwing, looking at my team for the last hour because, conundrums.
Yeah. In fact, we've already got 25 minutes till deadline, haven't we? So we better get straight into it.
Yeah.
You want to share your screen, and also any team news that you can get for the Chelsea Luton game would be.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Let me just do
grand. All right, I'll share my screen to start with. Let me just bring it.
I know. I don't know if anyone's got him in or considering getting him in, but De Zerbi randomly said that Evan Ferguson's going to be starting up front tomorrow. So if you want a guaranteed player in your team, a manager has confirmed that a player is going to play, basically.
Interesting. Brighton, man. That's the only thing is their squad is huge now. Like,
yeah, obviously, and Cisco's just got injured.
Yeah.
So I think if you got João Pedro, you could maybe hold him for another week. The main guy that I follow for news says that he won't be given any news tonight as he doesn't really get Chelsea news. But Twitter's still, something will pop up. Like one of the accounts that I follow will retweet something if they see something. So we'll just keep an eye on it as the stream goes on.
Yeah. Just so Paj is there. Yes, Paj. Just you guys aren't wearing the same outfits as a preview picture. Yeah.
You fancy me as Natalie Sawyer, is it, Paj?
Yeah, you wore a wig as well. Yeah, I feel. Just on that, what's the big the big transfer stuff going on? Obviously there was some vague rumors about Salah, but it doesn't sound like
that's not happening. Gabriel's staying put by the sounds of it as well. Arsenal are looking like they're going to sell Balogun to Monaco. Not really FPL related because could have been if he moved to a Prem team, but yeah, he's looking like he's going to Monaco. Tierney's going to Sociedad on loan. Don't know if there's been any transfers this week that I can think of.
No, I'm trying to think who I did see. Oh, West Ham are meant to be getting that guy from Ajax, isn't it?
Oh, Kudus, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to find my tab now. Right, okay. So, we might as well start with our teams for this weekend and then go up to it. If you could get a couple of tabs open for when the deadline shuts as well, that'd be good. So my one transfer, and this is my, trying to stick to not taking -4s at the moment. So basically, after I was pissed off at Pedro last week, I chose him over Nketiah. This is the problem, like we said last week, about having a strong bench, is like actually picking a team. And obviously Nketiah, what did he get in the end? An assist? He got an assist, I think.
Maybe he got fouled for penalty, was it?
Oh, he got fouled for the pen. That's right. Yeah. He could have scored a couple as well, couldn't he?
Yeah, he could have.
One he tried to dink over the keeper.
Yeah, the dink. And did he hit the post?
Hit the post. Yeah. So, and obviously Pedro came off the bench and got booked, so ended up with 0, which is fucking great. So that I was annoyed with that. So basically, I took Pedro out because I also looked at it and I was like, Brighton. Yeah, they've got West Ham this week, but then Newcastle, United, Villa, Liverpool, Man City, Villa. Yeah. So they got, apart from Bournemouth at home and West Ham at home next game, that's a pretty tricky run.
It's a big change around. They basically had the 2 or 3 easiest fixtures, followed by some of the hardest. Yeah. I mean, United and Newcastle, did you say, and then City and Liverpool not long after, isn't it?
Yeah, and Villa away as well in there as well,
Yeah.
which is tough. So I thought, fuck it, I'll take Pedro out and I put Semenyo in. And the only reason why was basically now I've got a striker who's I'm never going to play, but
Yeah.
he does play. He's obviously had a couple of returns, and
Yeah.
I've just put a mil back in the bank, so I didn't have any money.
So you've got just a Mill sitting there now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which annoyingly, obviously, with some of the price rises, like I'd like to go Nketiah maybe up to Alvarez, but they've both gone up 0.1. So unless Nketiah goes up again, I can't afford him.
Yeah, I imagine we'll have a look at the transfers later on, but there's been a lot of price movement this week. What
I'm thinking is potentially, if I was going to spend the mill straight away, it would be Edison in for Steele.
Yeah, so I'm debating again, like you said, with the Brighton fixtures, still needs to come out. So if I had wildcarded, which I haven't, I was thinking about Sanchez at Chelsea because he's the same price, but we were just having a little chat in the group, and it's like I think Chelsea could be a watching brief tonight, especially with Luton didn't play last week. I imagine that they've been putting all their eggs into this basket for this game, like tactically, and it might not be as easy as it looks on paper.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that they've got a bloody good chance of a
with
clean
the players they've got.
In fact, I don't know why my team looks like this because obviously I made changes on the app and I didn't save it. So what I was thinking, so you said Jesus is back.
He is, but I mean, he's not going to start, obviously, but he could. And I think the problem is you've now got him back. You might want to give him like 10 minutes. Trossard hasn't played at all. He's got to get some minutes, but that could be a midfield. I think Nketiah will still start, but who knows how long he'll get. So what is out of him and Gusto, basically?
Lona's there as well. Yes, Jesus. I can see we've got like a few people watching. Let us know in the comments if you are. Yeah, so obviously Nketiah, it also means Nketiah is just not a long term. Like he's going to have to come out pretty soon.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But it also seems a bit silly not to play him this week.
Fulham.
But obviously, so yeah, this team is completely wrong. So I want to start Diaby. I'm thinking of benching Diaz. Bit dodgy, but I just think 2 Liverpool players away to Newcastle
this is the conundrum I've got. But
but then Gusto at home, like I would quite like. And then so Wan-Bissaka could be dropped. I could see Forest scoring at Old Trafford the way United are playing.
I thought you meant it'll definitely be playing because obviously Shaw's injured, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, you could drop him from this team. The way I think Forest will fancy themselves, won't they, to go there and have a go?
You would think so. They're not like a newly promoted team anymore.
No.
Like they've got some decent forward players. Chrissy Wood, that Awaniwi or whatever the fuck his name is. It's just tough, man. If like it would basically, if I put Gusto in, it would have to be either for Wan-Bissaka or for Nketiah. But I think seeing as Nketiah is probably the last week I'm going to get out of him as a starter, and it's Fulham at home, and they've been pretty poor.
I think it'd be harsh for him to get dropped because he has played well the first 2 games.
Yeah, but then it's doubling up on Chelsea. You know, it could be great. It could be dodge.
This is the thing because I was playing with wild cards all week, and it was like double Chelsea, if not triple Chelsea defense, just because they're fit. Just bring their fixtures up because they're just so on paper they're unbelievable. It's like you're playing against all the teams that like don't score goals. Like Forest don't. Like I think they got fuck all points away from home last season. Bournemouth, obviously. Fulham are looking shit. Burnley, see what happens with them. But that run, like
it's ideal.
Chelsea in it's now, isn't it? Or
in fact, I mean, obviously, I am thinking about Edison, but how much is Sanchez? He must be 4.5, isn't it?
4.5. The other thing with Gusto is that I don't know if you've seen that Mudrik's injured now as well.
Yeah.
And Chukwuemeka's injured. And Chilwell's been playing left wing. So now maybe he might go back to left back. And And yeah, you might get like Sterling or something playing on the left, and then that means that maybe that Disasi could be playing right back over Gusto.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they lost 3-1 in their last game
Yeah, it's a
doesn't
new
bode
defense,
good
isn't there?
enough.
Like how many games has that team played together? Like one. Like Thiago Silva is the only one that's a mainstay there. Everyone else is like new players. So yeah, great players on paper, but it's going to take them a while to get used to
Yeah.
playing. Luton could nick a goal, I think. Nketiah is more likely to score than Chelsea keep a clean sheet. I
Yeah,
think
I think Gusto's it's just a bit too uncertain, so I think I will keep him on the bench.
he's perfect for the bench.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think this will be my starting lineup, and it's got to be Haaland captain, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think you can't not have him captain against Sheffield United.
Purnell's there. Yes, Purnell. Do you reckon he's got Gabriel? What do you reckon?
Well, I think because Arteta's come out and said that he's not leaving and that he's going to play loads of games. Timber's obviously injured. Tomiyasu suspended. So if he doesn't play this week, when is he going to play? I think, yeah, it's going to... Zinchenko's back. So in my mind, it's going to go back to the normal back four: White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko.
That's right. What's been so? Because the only thing is, like, that's what I said to Purnell. Like, obviously, yeah, Tomiyasu was playing left back, and the week before that, who was it? Oh yeah, Timber was playing left back.
Yeah.
So the obvious thing would be that Zinchenko would just slot in there, and then on the right, it's been Partey playing as like an inverted right.
Yeah,
back.
this is the thing with us now. He's gone quite peppy, and it's like the team sheet that you see at the start of the game on that graphic, where it's like, you know, they just put the obvious four defenders at the back. It's just not like that. Yeah, so Partey goes out to the right.
Because Xhaka was doing that role last season, wasn't he? But he was doing it from the left mainly.
Yeah.
Justin, it's 90 minutes before kickoff, so you've got 15 minutes before the deadline. So 6:30.
It's interesting.
That caught us out last week because it was a 7:45 kickoff on Friday.
I think what we were saying about, because there's two London teams, I think that's the reason it's 8 o'clock tonight. And anything that's out, you know, non-two London teams, then it's going to be 7:45.
Yeah. All right, do you want to get up your team?
Yeah, do you know if Diaby scored him? Because I didn't even realise, but they played a Conference League game in midweek. I think they won 4 or 5-0. Watkins scored a hat trick, but I don't know who the other scored.
I actually had no idea that happened.
That pool last night.
No, but yeah, like, well, we'll get on to last week after this, but fucking hell, like, Diaby and Maddison were both quality in their games, like, like the biggest attacking threats for their team in terms of like creating and stuff, and both their teams won, but they didn't fucking do anything from a fantasy perspective, which is annoying. And then Buemo, obviously, 2 games, 2 games, 2 pens. I know he got another goal as well.
Yeah.
Like it's like what he's become, like, too late to get him in for now anyway, and it's like just lay and pray that he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, basically.
All right, so what have you done this week? I'm just going to get a bottle opener. Carry on.
Yeah, am I sharing now? Yeah. This week, I've just done... So even though Purnell said, do I think Gabriel's going to start? Yeah, I do. But I've taken him out because he was going down in price and put Vardiol in because City's... Obviously, I've got Foden and Haaland, and the decision is, do you go Alvarez and triple up on the City attack, or do you go for a defender? And I think defenders just... I know you were on about getting Edison, buddy, but...
Yeah.
The 0.5 cheaper, yeah. Vardiol, you know, these upcoming fixtures, all against teams that don't really score. A couple of them at home.
It's just the amount of centre backs that Man City have got. It's just
I
think they just sold Laporte, so that helped a little bit. But like, who would you say is the mainstay? Like
Diaz,
but Ake just plays like more like most games now in that sort of left back role. I expect Vardiol will play a lot. Stones is injured, obviously, actually, so it does help. But
I think with the Stones injury, supposedly Akanji's been playing like the Stones role in midfield, so that's an extra space freed up at the back as well. So when you look at it like that, then it really is 2 out of 3 out of Vardiol, Diaz, and Ake. So yeah, that was my one free transfer. I did do a lot of tinkering with potential wildcards, but fell asleep with my phone in my hand twice this week. But I'm kind of glad I didn't do it because I think Newcastle are going to have a fixture swing soon, and Brighton, like you said, their fixtures are changing. So I would like to see a couple more games just to like confirm my opinions on the teams that I think are going to do well and who aren't. So
Yeah,
I think it's a good enough team. I'm the same as you. I'm not feeling this to Liverpool away to Newcastle. And you could say that my option, Szoboszlai, is worse than Diaz as well. I was sort of thinking because he's 7 mil, I could straight swap him for Sterling or a 6.5. So Matoma, March. But again, long term, potentially not good with fixtures. And Buemo I could do as well. But for the -4, I think he's definitely going to play. So that's 6 points I'm going to have to get back just from doing a -4. And then if he gets any sort of assist or whatever else, whoever I'm bringing in would need to, do a couple of bits. So
yeah.
pretty
That's
happy
the
with
thing. It's like, yeah, I'm really trying not to do -4s as tempting as it is. Like I was thinking about putting Edison in straight in for this week, but it's like even if he keeps a clean sheet and still doesn't, all that does is make up the -4. So what's the point?
Yeah.
But yeah, Greg's tuning in from Laos. Yes, Greg, a truly international show. Sound, no profile picture. Oh, just a big G. Nice. Yeah, Foden. I felt like I got away with one with Foden last week because he still got an assist, but fucking hell, like he was so good in that game. He was everywhere.
He
It was
was.
a miracle that he only got an assist, to be honest.
Yeah, I nearly took him out as well. So again, when I was thinking about doing the wild card last week, so yeah, he's looking good now. He's gone up 0.1. I think that if you haven't got Foden or Alvarez, that's your conundrum, isn't it? Which one of those you go for? I say now that Doku's come in, does that make Foden more nailed than? That's the other transfer, isn't it, Doku?
Yeah, true. I think knowing Pep, Doku's hardly going to play for months. Like,
Yeah.
like I know, although they are a bit short on the wing, but what is he? A left winger?
Yeah, 'cause can you remember him in the Euros a couple of years ago? He
Yeah,
was
I do remember it.
he was
I do.
proper raw.
He's rapid.
So I don't know if he's a bit more polished now, but
He's a
I'm
bit
sure.
different to than normal or what they've
Yeah,
had recently. Sort of like the more kind of jinky, kind of technical winger,
yeah,
more raw pace. Justin saying Newcastle are too solid. Liverpool won't get nothing there. Be warned. Obviously, yeah, Liverpool haven't had the best of starts. Salah was quite well. It was good and bad, wasn't it? Because he missed that pen. It was harsh for you because Szoboszlai won the pen, didn't get the assist because Salah missed and then scored. But
yeah,
he obviously got -2 for that as well. So wasn't ideal.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did get a questionable assist with Szoboszlai as well because what it's like. You have a shot, if it's on target, the keeper saves it, and the attacker scores a rebound, then it's an assist. But it looked like his shot was going off target to me before the deflection, so I'll take that. That's Bully's the rest of the 11-a-side team turning up for a day early team debrief.
It's chaos. It's chaos. Yeah, I don't like those assists in FPL. Although obviously when they go your way, it's ideal. But it's the only in the world that counts a shot going wide that the keeper parries as an assist. Like, in what realm is that an assist? I don't know.
I think they said as well, Liverpool, they're probably going to be playing Endo. So that's a bit of a baptism of fire for him away to Newcastle. Don't get much tougher than that. So you got Endo, McAllister, and Szoboszlai, three effectively pretty new players. Well, McAllister's got Premier League experience, but a brand new midfield. And you've got Newcastle's just absolute beasts like Bruno. Obviously brought in Tonali, your brother.
I can definitely.
Just didn't want to take the -4. That's the only reason he's in.
Yeah. And then lastly, Richarlison, he hasn't gone down in price, has he? I take it, but
not yet. But he will do if. Well, I don't think he's probably not that highly selected at the start anyway. So
no, he wasn't. No, I think no. Well,
yeah, but obviously they've got what's the next 3 fixtures are decent, aren't they? Bournemouth, Burnley, and Sheffield United, although 2 of them are away.
Yeah.
But yeah, willing to give him another chance.
He's got to score sooner or later, you'd think. Just the fact he's playing up front for a decent team with Madison in it, like, you think he'll get a few goals, like, at some point. So that's about it. And then what's your bench saying? Any
No, my bench is shit. I've got Shaw. Actually, I need to change. Well, it doesn't matter. Actually, he's not going to play. But yeah, Shaw. Giving Mubama another go. And this guy, he's 4 mil, so Gusto will come in for him. Obviously, tonight he's going to go up, so I'll have to do that transfer straight away.
So Shaw, obviously, happened today. So I'm quite obviously it's good for me that I brought in Wan-Bissaka last week, but Shaw and then Mount's out for a while as well, and there's been quite a few injuries.
There has, quite a few in training as well.
Yeah.
My long-term plan is obviously now Shaw's injured, is if João Pedro doesn't do anything this week or he's getting like not enough minutes, he's out for a 4.5, probably Semenyo as well. That's a mil banked, and then upgrade Shaw to Trippier with the fixture swing.
True.
That's the plan with that one.
True. That is Trippier is someone who I've barely considered, but actually
he's very good for bonus. Like even in that game the other week when they won 5-1, he was like 1 point away from getting bonus, and he didn't do no clean sheet, no assist, no goal. It's still 1 point away from bonus.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who I could get him in for, unless. Yeah, I don't know, but that extra mil, I mean, I could get him in for Wan-Bissaka actually if he's. Oh no, he's 6.5 and he's not 5. He's 6.5. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I don't really have the money at the moment. We got 5 minutes. We can probably quickly look at the league and stuff before it closes.
Yeah, let's do that.
So,
sorry, I got to stop sharing and reshare.
That's all right. I think Paj is off to a good start. Top 2, obviously, there's still not that many points in it. And Buemo was obviously the big differential last week. I think I did see a few Haaland captains about, so still, it was worth bringing in Salah and captaining him, obviously.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if he scored that pen, but still. Diaz as well, obviously got me a goal. So even though my wild card, obviously, it didn't exactly go amazingly, but at the same time, I would have had Rashford, Bruno. I'd taken Bruno out, but I would have Shaw, Richarlison. So it still was much better than it would have been if I hadn't done
That's the other thing we didn't touch on, isn't it? Is neither of us have got any United other than Wan-Bissaka. A home to Forest on paper looks good, but it's got the look of one of those weeks where there could be a few upsets.
Yeah, especially because the top teams aren't really firing at the moment. All right, your screen, I can see it, but I think it's just a reflection of us. There you go. Yeah. I've beaten. 2-0 up against you. I'm liking that.
Yeah, I didn't. Just realised that now.
Obviously, you took a -4, didn't you? So that helped. But yeah, I mean, early days, but it's a much better start than I had last season. I'm 2-0 down against Pernell, even though I think he's only 10 points ahead of me overall. It's been really close, but I don't even know what's happening in the is this the head-to-head? I don't even know what my result was.
I
lost to Greg. Greg also did his wild card. He beat me by 4. I lost to Ryan by 1 point, and then Greg by 4. You beat Youssef.
Yeah.
Pernell smashed Sloaner, both in the comments. Pernell's been off to. It's a good start by his standards, I've got to say. And you can tell because he's chirpy on WhatsApp, so you know things are going well.
I was gonna say, how have we not heard anything about Greg beating you by this point?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think I think you start to keep a closer eye on head-to-head after a few weeks when you're doing it. Sona's saying yes, Paj. Although he lost his game here, but he's had a good start. In fact, we should probably just check the league. Josh Avani, I've been surprised by his start. I think he has been. He's a United fan and then just clouded massively. He's got like Garnacho.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, not a great team.
Yeah, he's one you could have in for this week though, probably if you were desperate to get a United cheapie in.
Mate, Smebby's top. That is mad. So Smebby's my mate from uni. He's historically, I'll be surprised if he's there for long because he's not the strongest FPL player usually. At least one of those who maybe struggles to keep at it all season. But
Yeah.
yeah, and Dom as
Rose
well.
had a strong start as well.
Yeah, he has to be fair. Although, yeah, I suppose when you look at that, there's not many points. Oh, this is the head-to-head league. That's what I was a bit
Yeah,
confused.
yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, right with 2 wins. Yeah, we both started with 2 losses, so not great for the
Have
host.
we? Oh, fuck. Oh no,
Yeah.
I got a win against Hughes.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Lona, you're gonna have to step up this week, son. You want to be getting
Yeah.
detached early.
Yeah. Not ideal.
Actually, can we see the fixtures? Yeah, we can, can't we?
Yeah, that might be the last click you can do because it's
Oh shit.
it's
Yeah.
29. But yeah,
That's right, I got the other tabs open anyway. So what's the big games this
you've
week?
got right.
Dom against hello. Dom against Josh.
I'll let them know. I'll let them know about that.
You against Reedy. Sloaner against Matt. This is a huge week.
What Reedy saying he was going to take a -8. Hopefully,
I hope, yeah.
he is. It's just like, why are you taking a -8 after game week 2? Like,
I
it
got a
doesn't
feeling
look.
he might have wildcarded in the end. I think I talked him
Shit.
into it. So if it goes wrong, I'll be getting a load of grief.
Shit.
Yeah, a lot of Battle of Beechams going on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chelsea team news. Sorry, you carry on. I'm just gonna have a look at the.
Oh yeah.
Thing is, I don't know what Twitter pages to look at, and then it just ends up being a free for all. Like,
Yeah, I'm just literally typing. Is that what you're just typing in? Is it?
Basically, yeah. Basically.
I don't think that'd be that much crazy team news considering they've got a load of injuries. It'll just be Caicedo will start. I'd be surprised if Jackson doesn't start up front because I don't think Brozier's fully back.
Yeah, I mean, their team's a bit of a mess for all the players they've signed. I think losing Nkunku was pretty big. But yeah, Gusto, in a way, obviously, I'm kind of hoping he doesn't start now. But yeah, I'm quite happy with my team. It'd be shocking if anyone's not captain Haaland this week, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
He's over 91% owned now, and he'll be like 90% captain.
I expect there'll be a few Arsenal fans that captain Saka or Odegaard.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to put it to a vote whether I should bring Trossard in for for 1 week for Szoboszlai, but that ship sailed now. So
Has Trossard started yet though?
Trossard now it would be a complete
right. That was the other big news last week, wasn't it? And Pernell benefited massively because Odegaard being on pens. Yeah, it's not great news for Saka owners at all, is it?
Did you see why he took it?
Nah.
He asked Saka if he could have it because he said he hadn't missed a penalty in training for like 4 months, and Saka just let him have it.
What?
Arteta afterwards, he's like, I knew nothing about it. So whether Arteta will put his foot down, knowing him, will probably just say leave it up to the players. So
you reckon Saka might be back on it next time?
Potentially, yeah. I don't think it's nailed on. It's going to be a bit like it's the same with a few teams now, and other than like Salah, there's even rumours that because obviously he missed again. He's missed a few recently. Szoboszlai is pretty good on pens. I'd be surprised if he managed to.
He'd throw a big fit if they do take him off it. Yeah.
But yeah, there's no real guarantee. I mean, Ward-Prowse is one that I'm going to be watching.
So no, you're not out of the head-to-head. You're in it all season. Like it's like a league table where you play someone different every week. So you're bottom, but you're not out.
Yeah, you've got. Are you playing this week, Matt? Is it? Yeah. I hope you haven't made too many minuses because Matt's usually pretty frugal with his spending.
Pernell saying great decision for the Odegaard pen. You got to stick with the man in form. Yeah, he was loving that. Odegaard's like, I didn't have him at all the whole of last season. and then he's gone up in price this season, which is justified because he got so many points. But I feel like it's because you've got Saka and Martinelli. It's like if he like it's hard to pick him ahead of them. If he starts taking pens of all the pens, then that makes it a bit different, I suppose.
That's it. He's not even necessarily on like free kicks, or he doesn't really take corners either. And I think with Havertz playing now, he does tend to drop a bit deeper, and he's like more of a. Obviously, he still gets in and around the box, but maybe not as much as last season. So I think Saka's still. He'll probably be in my team all season, probably.
Sloaner's saying back on them next. Let's see.
Yeah, this is the overall.
So that's what. But yes, maybe something about Alex from the Beyond the 90 group. Good start from him. And then Paj second. But yeah, I mean it's early days and it's pretty tight.
How many have we got in there? It's got to be quite a few now, is it? 40, yeah.
40. Craig said Sloaner v Matt is an early 6-pointer. Yeah, you have to let him know, Sloaner, that's who you got this week. Yeah, I mean, obviously last week, Isaac was heavily transferred in, which I said I thought was a bit weird because they were playing Man City away, and sure enough, they did get pretty dominated in that game. Yeah. Now they've got Liverpool at home. I think he could do all right in that, but obviously, yeah, I think Isaac was game week 1 was the big differential, and then game week 2 was obviously Mbuemo. I'm pretty sure Paj has him. Alex must have him. That was my one regret of my wild card was not bringing him in, but I think Diaby is still like I said, did play really well. I think they showed. I was watching that game and they showed at one point in the second half like he was number 1 for chances created, touches in the opposition half or whatever. Like everything he was top of.
Yeah. That should bode well for bonus then as well. So
there was one in particular where he set Watkins up for a good chance and Watkins put it wide. I know that Greg, you beat me, and I just remembered he had Watkins as captain last week. What the fuck? That is mad.
Wait, who did Villa play last week?
Everton 4-0.
Okay, right, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and like Rye as well. I mean, now he's had a good start. I don't know if he still has fucking Pickford in goal. There was his draft pre-season. He had Pickford and was it Ashley Young?
He has been playing, to be fair. He did call the
that's one of them with Everton where I saw Pickford was quite highly selected, but it's like, and because they had decent fixtures, but it's like it's Everton. It doesn't matter who they're playing. They're fucking shit. I wouldn't have an Everton player in my team all season. Like,
not even Alex Iwobi.
Not even Iwobi. Nah, not even, maybe like Morpay, maybe. Diaby lucky to get 60 mins. That was the other thing. He got pulled off.
Oh, did he?
After 60 something mins, but I mean they were winning fucking like 3-0 by that point or whatever. Like,
big conference game in the week, so needed a rest.
Yeah, but I think he has gone up by 1 as well, but so's Mbuemo. So
on Isaac, has he gone up 0.2 yet?
I think he has.
Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed about that, but
I think he has.
I was never going to have him these first few weeks.
I think, yeah, obviously, Mbuemo and Diaby both got 7 points first game, so it was equal there. And then obviously, last game not, but Mbuemo being on pens and being a 90-minute player is a big advantage.
Yeah. I got the Money League open there as well, for those of you that are in it. Currently, Jez from work leading the way. He's had a huge start, to be fair, and I think he's a bit of a dark horse. Paj is in his customary second position.
I mean, 71 for last week was a very good score. I mean,
we can't look at his team now, can we? But
even like 60 plus was good last week. Anything in the 50s was
I think I've been like 1 or 2 points above average both weeks so far. Yeah, a few big scores there, 69.
Yeah.
A good week.
I do think though that like what's the one player that you think has become like that you haven't got that you feel like you're gonna need to have?
Probably Don't know, actually. To be fair, I've got like them spread across a few teams. Maybe Embuemo if he carries on.
Yeah, yeah. Mitoma as well has had a good start, obviously. I think,
Yeah.
but it's those Brighton fixtures coming up. I think,
They're
like,
the 5:30 game on Saturday. I haven't actually watched them properly yet, so I need to have a good look at them this weekend because
yeah,
they might have hard fixtures, but if they're playing as well as everyone's saying they're playing, then
my original draft before Jesus got injured preseason was 100% going to be Jesus and Haaland up top.
yeah,
And when he comes back, what is there? One more week and then an international break.
yeah.
Yeah, so maybe after the international break, I'd quite like to get him in.
This is what I'm looking at now because I didn't realise that you've got Haaland on now that Kane's gone. You've got Haaland at 14 mil, and then the next most expensive striker is Watkins at 8. So you're going to want Watkins or Jesus at some point, which is going to require either minus points from me or setting it up or wild card because I've not gone for that strategy. But I think looking at it now with some of the injuries, 2 up front might be the way forward.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that I could do that though, I'd have to sacrifice Salah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'd have to do.
Which, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It seems like the sort of season that it's just so easy to have him. Which at the
Yeah,
start, like, how do you get him in? How do you get him in? But with the amount of injuries that there's been
loads of injuries, and there's a lot
yeah,
of great options at like striker 5.5. You've got a couple midfielders 6.5, 7.5. You've got quite a lot.
yeah,
I mean, it's only Salah and Haaland who they're the only two like high value players that you would want. Obviously, De Bruyne is injured now.
yeah. I guess the other one is Trent.
Yeah,
But
Trent hasn't done anything yet. Obviously, I think he's very difficult to justify as a 7 mil defender right now.
8.
8 mil. I mean, especially with some of the other defenders that are out there. Like I just
Chilwell.
Yeah, like Chilwell. Obviously, you said Trippier soon, Saliba, Estupinan. Like it's hard to justify getting Trent in, and then
They'll have a run of fixtures at some point, and that might be when you need if there's a chance where Liverpool and Newcastle's fixtures become good at the same time, then that might be a good time to wildcard.
yeah, yeah, and even like obviously Son's not doing anything, but Son's price came down loads versus last year, like 11 to 9. Bruno's price came down loads.
Yeah.
So there just aren't really that many attacking players that you need to worry about.
I would say when you said about who I think maybe actually one of the players that I would regret maybe not having this weekend going forward is Bruno, just because he's up there on as I think he's like second highest of all players for like XG. Obviously, he missed a couple of sitters last week. He's not going to miss them every time.
Yeah, fucking hell, yeah, that header he missed was
The
shocking.
header,
Yeah, that was shocking. Did he get booked? I don't know if he's been booked, but he is. I don't know whether being captain helps him a bit because probably of all the players that can speak to the ref a bit, it is probably the captain. But he is such a little bitch, and like they are supposed to be being more strict on yellow.
Yeah, he was back chatting, but there's someone else back chatting at the same time. I can't remember if he got one or it was someone else, but
Mate, he was back chatting like he did it so many times. He does it. Yeah, he's unbearable. So it makes him a bit easier for me not to have him in my team.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, they are clamping down on it. I think there is a chance he'll get more bookings. Paz says giving Rashford one more chance this week. So I think the Rashford's problem is that he's not playing on left wing. You know, we said last week.
Yeah.
I've been watching a bit of Goldbridge this week because before that, all I was doing was watching mock test driving lesson videos on YouTube for about 2 weeks. Now that that's out of the way, I haven't watched Goldbridge in ages, and I've been watching him because he's just having full-on meltdowns like every day.
Yeah.
Apparently, his thing today was that they've been linked with Ryan Bertrand. I guess because Shaw's got injured.
I mean, some of these pundits that put United and they still could finish high later on in the season. But the pundits that said that they're going to be challenging for the title, finishing in the top 2, is ridiculous. Like, they haven't got a big squad. The players they have got aren't great.
Their transfer window's been pretty shit.
The window's been crap. The club are a shit.
Yeah, you got Bruno captain. Like, there's
Like,
that.
who knows what
You've got the sale. Everyone's hoping there that the sale's going to go through, but nothing's happening.
And they're going to be relying massively on this Højlund, who's no one really knows anything about.
No, but that's but yeah, from what I heard, he's definitely not going to play this week either. Højlund. So you're going to have Rashford through the middle again. I mean, Forest at home. Like, I suppose they could play Martial or something, but
the other one to watch out for on strikers is there was talk in Poch's press conference today that Lukaku might stay and get reintegrated. I think he's come down massively in price. I think he's like 7-ish, I want to say. Maybe I think 7. So
I saw today a link with Roma. I don't know though. I don't know how.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he stayed, because Jackson's looking, he puts a good shift in that, and looks promising.
Yeah, I think there are a few players like that who, like Jackson's one in particular, and Rashford, who haven't scored yet, and probably like people are shipping them out their teams, and but it's only 2 weeks in, and it's just a matter of time until they do start sort of firing. So
tonight's like, Jackson could come alive, isn't it? And then everyone. I mean, I don't know how he hasn't done anything yet, has he? But I saw that he went that 0.1, so he must have been transferred in a lot.
I guess just because Nkunku's injury happened quite late, and he has looked decent, but he hasn't. He hasn't scored anything yet. I think Chelsea just still a bit of an unknown, like in terms of just the amount of players they signed, and a couple of the injuries that they've had.
I'll just bring up the price rises for this week.
Oh, nice.
So Saliba's obviously gone up to 5.2. So if you didn't make the Gabriel to Saliba switch in time, you're probably stuck with Gabriel now for another week at least.
So that's one thing that I have that my wildcard has given me is a nice set of price rises. Like, I got on Saliba when he was still at 5. Chilwell, obviously, both of us. He's gone up 0.2. I think Maddison's gone up 0.1. Saka, Nketiah. Like, I've had quite a lot.
Yeah.
And Primo, they're up 0.2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because obviously, when they go up 0.1, all it really does is give you the reassurance that even if they go back down, you can still sell them without making a loss.
Yeah.
But it's only really when they go up 0.2 that you actually get any benefit in terms of transfers.
The tough decisions come when, like, say, for example, Brighton play well again this week and Estupiñán goes up again, Matoma and everyone else. Do you then sell them and bank that money? I know it's only 0.1, but it all adds up eventually if you're trying to move like a 7 to a 7.5. But I guess there's not that much in it, like quality-wise, between a 6.5 and an 8.5, really. So
that's why I think I'm definitely looking at taking Steele out, probably for Edison, but I think I'll keep Estupiñán in no matter what. I think I've got 5 defenders anyway. If you count Gusto as one if you count Gusto as one at the moment, I've got. So I don't mind. I might even bite the bullet and bench him a couple of times, even though he's so highly owned and he's performing so well. That is a bit dodge, but I'd rather bench him than transfer him out. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, I don't think I'll be taking him out anytime soon. And Nketiah, I mean, I'm glad he's gone up 0.1 just because when Jesus does come back, he might drop again.
He's one that if he does well this week, he'll go up again, and then you can, it's probably worth taking him out at that point.
Yeah, if he does. But if people have any hindsight and Jesus is on the bench or Jesus comes on, you'd think that that's going to put people off bringing him in. But
I think when you look at a lot of these transfers, it is people just reacting massively to just whoever does the best they put in, regardless of what they got and how good the team's playing.
I could do with him going up, because if he does, then I can afford Alvarez, and I'd be very tempted to make that swap. If not, Wissa is potentially a shout. Or, I mean, I don't know if I jumped the gun early on Pedro. I just got so annoyed last week But yeah, they got him, Welbeck, and Ferguson.
I would have definitely taken him out this week if that Enciso injury hadn't happened. But it looks like he's the natural person that will get fit into the number 10 role because he's not the out and out striker that Welbeck or Ferguson is. How much is Ferguson? I think he's 6. He could be one if he gets a run of games now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking Arsenal will be on Saturday and Man City on Sunday might benefit me there because if Nketiah goes up overnight before the City game, that would be good.
I mean, yeah, obviously at this point in the season when so many managers are engaged and playing, the amount of transfers that are being made are a lot bigger than halfway through the season. So yeah, all the money.
It jumps around a lot. Yeah,
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. What about so Ward-Prowse? Yeah, obviously got an assist his first game. That's it.
2 assists.
He is cheap at 6, very cheap.
Could maybe even be on pens because obviously Noble used to take him before he retired. And I think last season it was like Bowen took a couple, Ben Rama took a couple.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
Fixture swing. I think they've got another couple of tricky ones. Luton next could be good.
Yeah, but then that little run there, yeah. That's the thing. You think like, do these people put in these players without any foresight? Like you look at that and you're like, if I'm gonna put in Ward-Prowse, it's not going to be when they've got Brighton away, Man City at home, Liverpool away in the next 4 games. Like, unless I just put, I don't know.
If I had him, he would only be playing that game, and that game basically out of the next 6, he would be getting 2 games, and then it also depend on what my other players' games are like that week. He's still might not get a game. So,
what about transfers out? Let's have a look at.
I think Gabriel's definitely gone down.
Yeah, that's the main person I was thinking.
But again, that's one that you could argue that keep him now because, like, if you didn't have him and you saw that those players were injured and the fixtures we've got there all right, you think, I could bring him in for 4.9. But if you've got him, you're like, I'm going to take him out, which is a bit weird. But
yeah,
all the injury players basically.
It's all these injuries. Like, it's not. That's the thing. It's not just injuries to anyone. It's injuries to like the most highly selected defenders. Like literally, Stone, Shaw, James, and Mings were in a lot of teams at the start.
I'll tell you what, though, what could be good if you've still got your wild card is if these players aren't out for that long, like for example, they're back after the international break, you could be looking at getting someone like Stones for like 5.2, James for 5.2 maybe, and then you're saving 0.5 that way.
Yeah, in the long run, it's definitely helpful, but it just means that at the moment, especially in defense, the team, everyone's going to have basically Estupiñán, Chilwell, probably Saliba.
And maybe a Man City defender.
Are you going to take Shaw out immediately now because he's going to drop in price, isn't he?
I'll have to see if he's going to drop tonight. But yeah, it looks like next week I'll probably be taking at least one free transfer, if not a -4.
I mean, it does make sense if you can swap him for Trippier. That probably.
Yeah, I have to do a -4 to do that, but still probably worth it. It'd be nice if he went down a little bit. If they conceded against Liverpool, he might go down as well. I mean, Rashford and Bruno, again, that's who are they putting in instead of these players? That's what I want to know because Salah's not got a great fixture. Most teams probably have already had an Arsenal player and a City player, so I imagine Foden's probably.
Yeah, it's got to be Foden and McAllister for Mbeumo, you would think. McAllister obviously is pretty harsh on people who had him in it that he got a red and then it got overturned. So you should get your fantasy points back, really. If it gets overturned, that's pretty harsh.
Trossard went down 0.2, but there's going to be a lot more rotation with us this year for sure. So
yeah, I mean he's always done really well and he's played, isn't it? So
he got 3 assists against Fulham last season as well, which was the other reason I was thinking he's more likely to play. But don't know if that's something managers really consider nowadays. It's more seems to be happening.
Darwin's gone down 0.2. It's a mad one that he hasn't started either
I
game.
saw a rumor about Chelsea being linked with him.
Is it?
Mm.
Yeah, like all the talk in preseason was that he was looking sick, and like, yeah, but obviously they've gone with Jota.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he is a good option off the bench for them, like with his intensity.
yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose. All right, cool. Yeah, should we leave it there?
Yeah,
Are you gonna watch the game tonight?
yeah, man, I'll be watching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously, we'll get the team news in a few minutes time, but yeah, we'll see that offline. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. That was a decent turnout.
yeah. Cheers, lads. Appreciate the support as always.
Yeah, and yeah, we're back at it every week. We've got the logo, we've got the thumbnails. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll be back next week.
Yeah, good luck, all.
Cool. Good luck, everyone. All right, sound.
Cheers, bye.
Bye.